Yeah.
I think that I'm trying to get everyone to sit down. You gonna cue me to play? Or, I thought they were coming walking ready. So
Yeah, I do. I just like go really nervous. This is really like and then I will feel like
we're not sitting here. There's There's an extra route?
Yeah.
Okay, extra seat. So if we go this way, they should all. Excuse me.
Would everybody rise for the national anthem? Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Andres Tacas, and I have the honor to serve as principal of Albert Einstein Middle School. Before we start this morning, I have to ask if we have any Aztec alumni out there in the crowd. I'd like to begin by welcoming our families and esteemed guests, Board President Melton, and Dr. Holman, to a very special day for all of us here at AEA, the commencement ceremony of our 2019 8th grade class. As a principal, I feel honored and humbled to have become part of your lives here at AEA. As leaders, one of our goals this year was focused on program development, with the mission to provide as many experiential learning opportunities and programs for all of our students. Programs that were equitable and accessible for all, and that had the opportunity to connect and to change students' trajectories in school and in life. Programs like music, in which over 200 of our students took part in this year, its first year, mainly due to the amazing efforts of Friends of AEA and through the support of our community. This year, we also developed the first after-school sports program, where again, more than 200 of our students participated in, and whose success began with the efforts of our girls volleyball team, followed by boys and girls basketball, and finally, boys and girls soccer, where our girls were undefeated in the division and won the championship, and our boys placed second. Another area of growth for us was in our international exchange program, building on the wonderful foundation of a 10-year successful German exchange. Last year, we developed exchanges in China, as well as our first intercambio with a fellow IB middle school in Gran Canaria, Spain. And lastly, an exchange with our neighbors in Tijuana, with Adolfo Mateos Middle School. For our students, if I had to offer some advice for success in your next steps into high school, it would be the following two things. Number one, get positively connected to a program. Whether it's ASB, athletics, music, debate, ROTC, drama, etc. Get connected. It'll make a huge difference in your high school experience and your success. Number two, choose your friends wisely. As my grandfather used to tell me, if you hang out with dogs, you catch fleas. Take your time to pick friends who are positive, supportive, caring, and goal-oriented. Our hopes as a staff here at AEA are that someday you may reflect back on your time here in school and know that just as we staff members have attempted to make a positive difference in your life, we hope you will someday take the opportunity in your future to make a difference in the life of someone else and pay that forward. Thank you, congratulations, and best of luck. I would like to introduce Honorary Consul Dr. Stefan Holman.
Hello and good morning, everyone, specifically class of 2019 and front. It's a great day. It's a great day for you. It's a great day for your parents, for your friends, and your family. And I'm very honored to be here today to address you folks and to give you a few words of advice of what comes in the future ahead of you. About 2 years ago, I was in a similar environment, but it was on your school grounds. And my youngest son graduated from the school here. And now he's continuing his path in high school here in San Diego. Building more or less upon what he has learned in Einstein's environment in the elementary school as well as in the middle school. Great kid, does great things, so will you are. And I think you will all learn and you will all see how important it is to be prepared for the high school, which is now coming in front of you, specifically in languages and the diversity you have learned here in Einstein. You should be proud of that. That's great. So I'm representing the country of Germany, and many of you have learned German, I think. And if I may ask, raise your hands. Who has a German class? Just like to see that. That is almost, I think, about 2/3 of you folks have learned German. So in other words, we could switch to German language, I assume, right? Okay, we're going to stay here for a little bit in English as much as we do that. I think that's great. But I just wanted to give you a few facts about Germany and a few facts about what we've learned. Many of you probably have been there. Many of you have been visiting with friends, families, or with the Einstein Exchange Program, which I think is a wonderful program. But overall, the language used or the knowing the German language will help you in your future pretty much. Whereas Germany is not the largest spoken language in the world, but it is still, I would say, an important language specifically if it comes to the business side of your life, which is a few years ahead of you. But overall, I think it's pretty important. So overall, we are very proud to see that more and more kids and more students taking German classes, and German will be spoken in the future as well. So we do a lot of supporting. We support a lot of these things. Overall, I can just only address the parents and the families here in a way. Please encourage your children to keep going, specifically on the STEM and language classes in the future. I think this is critically important for everyone's future here. And I think we are just, celebrating today the success, the graduation of the class of 2019. Thanks so much.
Good morning. I would like to briefly introduce myself for those parents and family members who may not know who I am and my role with these students in front of me. I'm the education specialist for this cohort. It is my responsibility to ensure that all students were accessing the curriculum while getting the most out of their education. I've had the opportunity to get to know all of these rising ninth graders, to learn their idiosyncrasies, and to form relationships that have made me a better person. Thank you for choosing to enroll your students at AEA and for trusting us to educate them. Now on to all of you sitting in front of me. I thought long and hard about what advice I wanted to leave you with. Did I want to address perseverance, life lessons, social media, or the definition of success? But after a long night of no sleep, it came to me. Kindness. Your identity is not defined by how many likes you have, your number of followers, or your live viewers. People, friends, and followers will not remember you by the last video gone viral or your latest post on IG or Snapchat. There's a saying that I want you to remember. People will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. At the end of the day, when you reflect back on your memories, I hope you can say you were kind. Your identity should be defined by acts of kindness. Be the type of person who listens when a friend is in need, praises someone who did something awesome, and encourages a person facing an obstacle. Work to build people up, to help them make themselves better. Be a leader and aim to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. These qualities are what defines a true IB student. The type of student who we here at AEA have strived to instill in you. When you go off to high school, I encourage you to share these traits with your new peers and to model what it means to be principled, caring, reflective, a thinker, a risk taker, open-minded, an inquirer, knowledgeable, balanced, and most importantly, communicate the need for kindness. I wish you all the best. Ask that you come back and visit and challenge you to work to your true potential. We will miss you, and remember, in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind. I now ask Leslie Murga and Javier Alonso Moreno Hola, pues.
Buenos días a todos, mi nombre es Ceci Moya.
Yo soy Javier Moreno.
¿Alguna vez se han imaginado un alumno que tenga muy buenas calificaciones y se porte muy bien en la escuela? Bueno, pues déjenme decirle que él no es uno de esos alumnos.
Bueno, eso no es lo que venimos a hablar. Él les venimos a decir unas palabras a ustedes.
Gracias a todos por estar en este día tan especial para nosotros. Hoy queremos comentarles nuestra experiencia en el hemos conocido a personas muy agradables y vivido muchos momentos muy significativos para nosotros.
Being here in AEA, we learned so many things. For example, in sixth grade, we did not speak much English, but with the help of our teachers and classmates, we talked. We want to thank our 6 English teachers who are very valuable support for us during these 2 years.
También hemos aprendido a tomar nuestras propias decisiones. De él nos llevamos con nosotros y a nuestro corazón, a nuestros amigos y a nuestros maestros. Aunque sí, tal vez una que otra cana de sacado. Sí, me imagino que hasta gastritis del coraje. Pero sin duda fueron un gran ejemplo para nosotros. Alonso, ¿te acuerdas las cosas del año pasado cuando nos sentábamos juntos en todas las clases y los maestros nos movían para hablar tanto?
Oh, sí, ya que nos acaban, seguimos hablando en
From AEA, we take wonderful memories with our friends and teachers, and all the good things they gave us that would always be in our hearts.
Les dejamos un mensaje a los estudiantes que se vinieron en AEA. Pónganse las pilas y ganen de traviesos. En serio, la verdad no se den por vencidos. Y aunque a veces el camino les parezca un poco complicado, siempre habrá la mano de un maestro que los haga excelente.
Queremos agradecerle a nuestros padres y en especial a los nuestros, quienes fueron un gran apoyo para nosotros.
Este logro se lo dedicamos a ustedes porque son unas personas muy importantes para nosotros y han estado ahí en las buenas y en las malas.
Gracias a los coaches que nos enseñaron a trabajar en equipo y que hay que trabajar duro para triunfar y cada triunfo cuesta tiene su largo y difícil camino por detrás.
We want to thank all of our classmates for always being there for us in any situation.
Todos esos momentos en los que lloramos, reímos, gritamos, cantamos, bailamos como ayer. Y entre muchas cosas más son memorias que siempre estarán en nuestro corazón. We love you guys. Hoy en este momento nos da mucha alegría decir que lo logramos y llegamos juntos hasta el final. Gracias.
Good morning, buenos días, good morning. My name is Monica Serena, and I have had the pleasure to watch all of these amazing 8th graders grow in the past 3 years. At the heart of the IB program is a learner profile, a long-term, holistic vision of education which puts the student at the center of everything we do. The learner profile is the IB mission statement translated into a set of learning outcomes for the 21st century. The 10 qualities of the learner profile inspire and motivate the work of students, teachers, and staff. The learner profile unites us all with a common focus on the whole person as a lifelong learner. It applies to all of us, students, teachers, parents, administrators, for we are all continually learning. Each year, the 8th grade team nominates a student for every IB trait, who continually demonstrate that specific trait in and outside of school. I would like to introduce Ms. Julius, who will begin with the IB trait reflective.
This student has worked exceptionally hard to understand her strengths and weaknesses in order to support her learning and personal development. I am honored to recognize Alexia Santana
Buenos días, good morning, good morning. This student acts with integrity and honesty and with a sense of fairness and justice and respect and dignity of the rights of people everywhere. The principal award goes to Cristian Feliciano Santos.
Buenos dias, good morning. I am here to present the Balance Award. This award goes to a student who understands the importance of intellectual, physical, and emotional balance to achieve personal well-being for themselves and others. Charlene Hernandez.
I'm excited to present this award to a student that has really found a place in my heart this year. This person is confident and creative in expressing ideas, interacts respectfully with others, and personifies what it means to be an IB communicator. Dorian Marquez.
Good morning. I'm excited to present the award of Caring to someone who exemplifies respect and commitment to service. This student strives to make a positive difference to others and the world around him. Estoy emocionada para presentar este reconocimiento a un estudiante que demuestra respeto y un compromiso al servicio. Este estudiante intenta hacer una influencia positiva al mundo. Felicidades a Carlos Zamora.
This student uses critical and creative thinking skills to analyze and take responsible action on complex problems, as well as exercising initiative and making reasoned, ethical decisions. The IB Learner Profile trait for thinker goes to Fernanda Huerta.
I am honoured to present this Risk Taker Award to a student who has approached uncertainty with forethought and determination. They have grown in confidence as the year has progressed and expressed their ideas in an innovative and resourceful way. I am proud to present this award to David Morris.
research. Inquirers know how to learn independently and with others. They learn with enthusiasm and sustain their love of learning throughout life. The following student embodies this part of the IB learner profile because she sustained her interest and curiosity to conquer math throughout the year, and despite having to change classes midway through the year. She always pushed herself to learn more either by herself or with her peers. It is my pleasure to present the IB Learner Profile Award for Inquiry to Ariana Gonzalez.
In the world of IB, this means a person who is open to the perspectives and values of others. I'm very excited to give this award to a student who has exemplified this learner attribute all year long. This award goes to a bright and intelligent student, E. Rudolph.
Hello, good morning. I'm here to present the award for Knowledgeable. The recipient has been recognized by teachers for being knowledgeable across multiple disciplines. The student engages with issues, ideas that have both local and global significance. The recipient is Abby Hyde.
This student has been nominated by the AEA staff for exemplifying all attributes of the learner profile. This student is internationally minded and recognizes their common humanity and shared guardianship of our planet. And this person will continue to create a better world that is more peaceful. This year's Malala Yousafzai Award is presented to Sienna Metzger. I'd now like to call to the stage the talented Ms. Vanessa Gomez.
Good morning, students and families. I started attending AEA in 3rd grade. Most of my fellow classmates are here from 3rd and 4th. I remember in 3rd grade, I entered the classroom and thought, wow, I probably won't remember all these kids. But alas, I got close to them, and I'm gonna miss them. The transition to middle school was a bit intimidating. There were twice as many teachers and students, and the expectations grew. We went from being the oldest kids in school back to the youngest. We're yet again in the same position. If I'm being completely honest, high school scares me. A new school, more people, more headaches, more stress. But thinking about it, I'm also excited. I'm excited for the new members and friends I will make. We've all come so far, so let's enjoy life like we did yesterday in Harbor Cruise. We can all agree Harbor Cruise is a memory we won't forget. Bad days are bound to occur, but our good days will come again. High school is going to be hard and stressful, but we will get through it. The 8th grade should not be known for the grade that is leaving, or the horrible don't care anymore grade, but we should be remembered as the hardworking, kind, intelligent, funny individuals we are. We can always grow and learn from each other. Teachers here have helped us and supported us with everything we do, especially me. Also, I wanted to give a special thanks to the staff members, the counselors, principals, and directors that keep the school safe. Entonces, muchas gracias a todos de nuestra parte. Vielen Dank für Ihr Helfen, por las cosas como levantarnos en la mañana, oder für Ihr Helfen mit unseren Hausaufgaben, por enseñarnos cómo ser buenas personas, dass Sie dabei geholfen haben, unsere Verwandten, damit wir bessere Menschen werden. Gracias und danke. I want to wish all of us a happy future, whether I see you or not, and good luck in high school. Buenas tardes a todos. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Board President Melton will help me present the presentation of Excellence Awards.
First award is for academic achievement, and the recipient is Catherine Spaniel.
Approaches to learning skills, Hanover Grossman.
We have two people in this next category, so we'll applaud the first one, give it a moment, and then for the second one, so they get their moment. So, first one this is for most improved, Roxana Ledesma. Brandon Goodrich.
For our next speech, I'd like to introduce Mia Torres.
Class of 2019. It means a lot to us that all of you could make it out today to celebrate the past 3, 6, and for some of us 9 years of this school. My middle school experience in that colorful, welcoming, and thankfully air-conditioned building has been pretty unforgettable to say the least. And as we Parents, I'd like to thank all of you for supporting us and providing us with what we need to get out of bed every morning and walk into English class ready to take our quiz or science class ready to do a lab experiment. Teachers and staff, it's not easy what you do on a daily basis. It requires patience, charisma, kindness, and a positive attitude towards just about anything. You have all prepared us for our next steps in different ways, and we'll need all the preparation we can get. We have a lot on our plates. Technology and its capabilities are growing faster than ever, and so is global climate change. Economical and political issues just keep getting bigger, and it's up to our generation to solve these problems. I'm confident in myself and others that we'll take action. My classmates and I are now able to use our knowledge and understanding of past and current events in the world to take action and make future events happen. Our IB education will help us work together to make the world a better place through intercultural relationships and understanding. Each and every student sitting here has become almost bilingual through Einstein's Spanish and German classes. It's hard to wrap my head around how many more opportunities we have now that we're able to communicate globally like that. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of my classmates. You guys have made literally every minute of middle school a fun and interesting one. Although we seem like just a big group of mood-swinging 14-year-olds, in the end, all of us are connected. Whether it's from a history project on Greek gods with Mr. Melton, cutting open a fetal pig in Mr. Cross's class, moshing at Harbor Cruise, or dealing with each other snoring in a 6th grade camp cabin. I hope everyone can look around today and think of those little memories and embrace the feeling of connectedness and bittersweetness in the most awkward years of our life. Thank you.
Buenos días de nuevo. Estoy aquí para presentar los awards de español. Estoy muy contenta de que se van a graduar. 3 años los vi crecer, no solamente físicamente, sino en su actitud. Estoy muy orgullosa de todos ustedes. I'm here to present the Spanish awards. I'm very excited to see how you came into 6th grade with your tiny little faces, and now you are about to be, 9th graders, and I'm very proud of all of you. It was very difficult to decide only on 6 different awards that I can give, but if I could, I would give you one individually. And the first one goes to the most improved. This student came into my class challenging himself every day, and I would like to give this award to David Morris. The second award is for 2 different students. I could not decide, and why not? I'll give it to both. The most dedicated student always come to class ready. It didn't matter if there were distractions in the classroom, but they were always ready to learn. And the most dedicated goes to Sage Miller. As well as Calvin Berkeley. And my next one is for the best communicator. And this student was always ready to speak Spanish in class, always tried her best. And I know she went recently somewhere where she tried to speak Spanish on her own vacation outside of the classroom. So that's what a teacher wishes, that you use your knowledge outside of the classroom. And the best communicator goes to Eve Rollo. again a 2, and this is for the most hardworking student. Not all the time perfect work, but definitely they work extra hard in class, always ask questions, always ready to learn. And for the first one will be for Mitra Marcha. My last one, again, for the most hardworking student, goes to Eli Barbosa.
Buenos días, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. Estoy muy emocionada de darles estos reconocimientos. I'm really proud to give these awards to all of the 6 recipients. And the first one is for the most improved. This person came to my class and it almost went to the beginning Spanish class. He has been trying so hard, doing the extra work, and it goes to Gael Perez. Okay, the second one is to the most improved as well, and she recently traveled to the Grand Canaries. She has been speaking the language, and it goes to Cristina Zuniga. Okay, the most dedicated, this person, it didn't matter. She always go the extra mile. She went beyond. She always wanted to get an A, and she will do the work over and over. This award goes to Camila Carrera. And my next award for the most dedicated is for Amber Alcantar. The next one is to a person that we always communicates well in class, via email, it didn't matter. It is the best communicator, Cristian Feliciano. My last award goes to a person that always tries to speak Spanish. I met him like the first week of 6th grade. They were worried about our curriculum. He has excelled. It didn't matter that he has an accent in Spanish. He always tried and did a great job. For the best effort award goes to David Pfister. you.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so this is my hopes and I'm Sabina Gold. Dear Class of 2019. Die Verwirklichung eines jeden Traumes beginnt mit einem gewagten Schritt. So that basically means be a risk taker, be bold and follow your dreams. Work hard and take pride in what you are doing. Reach for the stars and don't settle for less. It's always good to have a vision. I have no dear results today for you, but you will receive them by September. However, I would like to honor some of my most consistent students with home support. It's Alexandria Rostovich. Abigail Hyatt. Sienna Metzger.
Yes, Sienna! Gang.
Kyla Corey.
Yes! Kyla! Woo!
Dominic Decay. And finally, Sophia Hui. Viel Erfolg bei eurer Reise in die High School and your language journey over there. Okay, now I pass on to my colleague, Herr Hoff.
With all the graduations that I've been to, you'd think that I wouldn't be nervous, but I am very, very nervous talking in front of all of you. I have 3 awards that I teach. I'm thrilled I teach the German classes. There are 3 students who did especially well on the AEACMS exam, and we'd like to honor them. The first one is Daisy Baena. The second one is Vanessa Gomez.
And the third one is Trevor Farwell.
Come on, bud.
Okay, do quiz.
I don't speak Spanish or German, so this is all you're gonna get. I represent 1/3 of the youth department. This is Mr. Farron, Ms. Honest. We're up here to hand out the one and only PE award this year. When we were discussing who to give this award to, the same common traits kept coming up. Is this person a good person at the time? Do they hold the door for other people? Do they say please? Do they say thank you? Do you have to tell them the same instructions multiple times? When you see them, when they're interacting with other students, are they being kind? Are they showing them how to use the equipment the proper way in the fitness center? Are they doing the activity the proper way outside? I've never, in the 3 years teaching a student, had to repeat myself. I've never had an issue with the student. In the fitness center, I've shown this person how to do an exercise one time, and then witnessed them showing multiple people throughout different days, doing different things, how to do those exercises. He's incredibly dedicated to his fitness. He's incredibly polite. It's my honor to give this year's PE award to Joel Cruz.
Yeah, go! Go!
Let's have another big round of applause for all of our recipients. So, I'm the only thing standing between you and graduating and then celebrating with your family, so I'm gonna keep it brief. I would like, though, to extend a warm Einstein good morning welcome to all of our families, our friends, our staff, our board members who are present, and most importantly, to all the soon-to-graduate 8th graders. Buenos días a todos. Les quiero extender las gracias por haber compartido su tiempo con nosotros hoy, a todas las familias y más que nada a los alumnos que de repente se van a graduar. I would try and say that in German and in Chinese, but I don't want to insult those languages. But it's important to note, you can hear it in our students today, the high level of bilingualism and multilingualism. And it's very, very impressive, much more impressive than me standing up here. One of the things that happens when you go late on the program is all the people who go before you say all the good stuff. So I had a little comment about the importance of being an IB learner and really being someone who changes the world as our planet continues to heat up. Whether you agree with what causes that or not is beyond the point, but your world and your future and your kids and your grandkids will look very different than it is today. It will need IB learners. And so I know you'll be ready. The other thing I wanted to say has already kind of been taken by Ms. Warner, which is for you to be kind. and to be good people. But I'll say it anyway, you don't get that through a screen. You don't get that through a profile that has the coolest photo on it. And a very wise person said to me recently, social media is really great for connecting with people who are far, far away in the world, but it's really bad for destroying relationships with people who are very close to you. So remember that as you go forward. One of the things about events like today is that this doesn't just happen by accident. If you remember back, and some folks have been here that long, this is the 13th annual 8th grade graduation from Einstein. And so, let's give it up for that. If you remember the first year, there were like 32 students in a little sweaty hall on the elementary, what is now the elementary campus. And then it turned into, hey, let's do this Harbor Cruise thing. And then kids are rolling up there with jeans and flip-flops. And then fast forward 13 years and you get what we have today in front of us, what we had last night, the Harbor Cruise. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to reflect back on that. But celebrations like today take a lot of planning and a lot of commitment. So if you've been involved in any way in the planning and execution of today, whether you're a member of the staff, or teachers who are up here, and other folks, please stand up so you can be recognized. And Kathy Montes, you better not be hiding anywhere. So if you're a member of the staff who's helped plan today, please stand up. These people love you, which is why they take of their time, not only during the school year, but then this very busy time of year to make sure that a beautiful event like today happens. May today's graduation not be the final graduation ceremony that our families experience on a college or university campus. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. One of the things about working with middle school students, my mom always told me that working in education was my karmic debt to society, because if you've seen me in middle school, you know what I'm talking about. I got suspended 3 times in 2 years, and I wasn't destined to at least at that point, to do much. And what changed my trajectory is that, as Mr. Trackis talks about being connected to someone, some person, some program. And there was an English teacher who pulled me aside and said, you know what? You're a real smart kid. You're a good writer, but you have this other side of you that's trying to pretend like you're someone you're not. So this is a fork in the road as you go into high school, she told me. Just choose the path that's just you and leave that other part aside. And I did my best to do it. I wasn't perfect, but it paid off in the long run. And when you start middle school in 6th grade, I always think of it as little caterpillars. So don't go out and tell all the 6th graders in your life that I said that they were little worms, but caterpillars are fairly unremarkable. They don't move that quickly, and they look kind of funny, and they're learning. And then at a certain point during those 3 years, they go into the cocoon. And then something's happening in there. We don't always know what it is. And if you were to have X-ray vision and look into the cocoon, you'd see at a certain point in there, there's nothing in there. It's just like green juice as that caterpillar turns into something else. And it's a metamorphosis. And what we see in front of us today are the butterflies. The butterflies at the end of that journey. So that's what I think of today. Without further ado, well, now I see the band starting. That's actually one more thing I wanted to say while they're getting ready. It's remarkable the amount of progress that the music program has made at the middle school in 1 year. To people squawking on their instruments in September to playing at graduation and a spring concert. So we did that for the artists. Okay, but that was a premature giving it up for the arts. We're going to get ready and we're getting ready in a second. Okay. Without further ado, we're going to present you with your diplomas. And so just give us a minute to get people in the house together.
Right, the moment you've all been waiting for. Giovanni Aguayo. Rando Aguilar Diaz. Andrés Aguirre. Danilo Alcocer. Cecilia Almazán. Santiago Alves. Axel Arenas. Julian Osberger. Daisy Maena Garcia. Eddie Barbosa. Carlos Bautista. Gustavo Bautista. Christina Beck. Lindsay Benavides. Ashley Benitez. Calvin Berkeley. Layla Blackson. Lucia Bonello Gandre. Mariah Bonillo Lopez. Alyssa Borland. Cristina Bracamonte. Julia Broxton. Jack Bryan. Evelyn Burnett. Anthony Camargo.
Jose Carignan. Camila Carrera. Pedro Casagrupos. Omar Castillo. Osvaldo Castillo. Ali Zeller. Sandra Contreras.
Cristian Feliciano Santos. Ian Hernandez. Derek Fields. Isaac Flores. Jessica Flores. Nicolas Flores. Julia Forte. Elliot Fournier. Leah Frosch. Ronnie Garcia. Brianna Garcia Pesqueira. Diana Garcia. Pearl Garcia. Valeria Garcia. Sophia Geis. Emilia Godinez Lamar. Vanessa Gomez. Ariana González González. Ana González. Melissa González. Leslie González. Maya González. Brenton Goodrich.
Golden Gorsuch. Sam Granado. Taylor Griffiths. Diego Guerrero. Isis Guerrero. Giselle Gutierrez. Emma Guzman. Macy Halim. Sebastian Hernandez Moreno. Shereen Hernandez Paz. Alejandro Hernandez. Flor Hernandez. Alexandria Bassett. Sophia Huey. Abigail Hyde. Allison Image. Noah Jones. Christopher Juarez. Julian King Hall. Isaac Bushman. Kai Clue. Maximilian Kocherga. Robert Lawson. Roxana Ledesma.
Christopher Lopez.
Francisco Padilla. Olivia Padilla. Keisha Palma Sanchez. Richard Palmer. Daisha Payne. Gary Garata. Kadesi Perez Aquino. Gael Perez. Julian Perez. David Pfister. Catherine Pfister. Angel Regalado. Diego Reyes.
Martín Reyes. Emily Rocha. Maya Rodrigo Rodriguez. Wendy Rodriguez. Anthony Rowley. Jasmine Romero. Ian Ross. E. Rudolph. Aleshka Ruiz. Ebony Samaniego. Christine Sanchez. Alexia Santana. Nicole Santiago Amel. Olivia Shaki. Patricio Schroeder. Alexander Silva. Abraham Solano. Lucas Solis. Bradley Stewart. Sarah Talawi. Esteban Tapia. Daniel Toro. Delia Thomas. Jane Gold.
Ellie Tomas. Jose Torres. Victoria Toledo. Alejandro Trejo. Nicholas Orioste. Diana Valencia. Annie Valencia. Genesis Vega. Leslie de la Piazza. Beth Blackburn. Brandon Carlos Zamora. Cristina Zuniga.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, I give to you the 2019 graduating class.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, our graduates are going to exit and go back down to the courtyard. So we ask that all family members and friends remain seated and clear the exit that's in the back, please. You can meet your graduate downstairs in the courtyard where you check them in. Please do not move until all graduates have exited the building. Thank you again for coming. We wish you all a great rest of your summer.
Everybody else get it, sir. It's not how. You can take your hats off. You're supposed to throw it in the air. There you go. Nobody did it. That's what you're supposed to do. When at the time when he right when he said to do it, just throw it in the air. Just wait a second. Yeah, it's firing up the band. I like it.
Or if we walk out together, yeah?
Thank you.